Rise of Ja Morant. Ja Morant has quickly become one of the best point guards in the NBA. With only 3 seasons under his belt, he already has many accolades, such as Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, an All-Star selection, and voted to an All-NBA team. He has also led his team to the playoffs back-to-back years in stunning fashion. But that kind of success so quickly just doesn't come from luck. Working hard was something Ja had instilled inside of him since he was a child. In this video, I'm going to show you who Ja Morant is and how he got to be the superstar that we all know him as today. Upbringing and high school career. Demetrius Jamal Morant was born on August 10, 1999 in Dalzell, South Carolina. He was born to parents T and Jamie. Growing up, basketball was always in the Morant household. His father T was a basketball player and played ball at Claflin University. His mother Jamie played point guard for her high school. Morant also has a younger sister named Tania, who is also a basketball player who plays for her high school team Hillcrest High. He grew up in a small town called Dalzell, South Carolina, which has a population of 3,000 people. Morant played all sports as a kid, but the one he loved the most was basketball. Him and his younger sister would play ball all day and night in their backyard. This love for basketball earlier on eventually turned into him playing on AAU teams as a kid. His dad would drive him to these games, which would take 2.5 hours to drive to. The team was very good, but Morant was not noticed as much as his teammates. That's when Morant's dad stepped in and started to help Ja become a better all-around basketball player to the point you couldn't ignore him anymore. In high school, he played for Crestwood in Sumter, South Carolina. But it wasn't until his junior and senior year where Morant would start to shine. In both years there, he would average just over 27 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds. In one game, he scored 47 points, which was the most scored by a player in the school's history. He also set the record for having most points at the school with a total of 1,679 points. He then won regional MVP 3 times while there. But still, that wasn't enough for recruiters to not overlook the young star. He would only get a handful of local offers that wanted him to play for them. Knowing Morant's past, though, he knew that wherever he went, he would make an impact and get people's attention. College. Morant would eventually commit to Murray State. He came in with the mindset that he would prove all the naysayers and recruiters wrong and show them how much of a star he really is. In his debut at Murray, he would score 10 points, 12 rebounds, and dished out 6 assists. That double set the tone for his play the rest of the season. He would end his first season by averaging an impressive 12.7 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 6.3 assists a game, which is not jaw-dropping, but it's good for a guy that had no high-profile colleges looking for him in high school. But he really would catch eyes from others in his sophomore season. In the start of the season against Alabama, Morant scored a whopping 38 points. In a game against SIU Edwardsville, he put up 40 points, 11 assists, and 5 steals. For that season, he ended up averaging 24.5 points and 10 assists. Talk about a huge turnaround. He became the first player in the NCAA to average 20 points and 10 assists. Those numbers were good enough to get the attention of top NBA scouts and made him a top prospect in the NBA draft. Rookie season. In the 2019 NBA draft, Ja Morant was selected in the first round and the 2nd overall pick by the Memphis Grizzlies. Morant came in knowing that the Grizzlies were looking for a franchise point guard, and he did not want to disappoint. In his NBA debut against the Miami Heat, Morant put up 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists in 25 minutes, which for a rookie that went against a finals contender that year is pretty impressive. His season that year was cut short due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But after the season was shut down and teams came back, Morant's last game of the season was against the Trailblazers in the Western Conference play-in game. Morant would score a career-high 35 points and 8 assists. That game put the NBA on notice that they have to get used to hearing his name for a long time. He would end that season with an average of 17.8 points, 4 rebounds, 7.3 assists, and a shot 48% from the field. Those numbers were good enough for the NBA to award him the Rookie of the Year award. It was also good enough for him to be selected for the first All-Rookie team. Second year. After having an impressive rookie season, Morant knew that in his sophomore season he had to keep his foot on the gas. It was time to take the team to the next level and get to the playoffs, which at the time The last time they made the playoffs was in 2017. At the end of the season, they found themselves in the 2021 play-in tournament. They went up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. It was a game that Morant had to step up as the franchise player, and boy, he did. Morant led his team to a 117-112 victory and got his team to the playoffs. In the game, Morant would put up 35 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals while shooting 48% from the field. It was the game where Morant proved that he belonged in the conversation as one of the top point guards in the league. In his first playoff series, Morant averaged a whopping 30.2 points, 8.2 assists, and 5 rebounds in 5 games against the Utah Jazz. Year 3. The 2021 to 2022 season would mark Ja Morant's breakout season. This is the season where he went from rising star to MVP candidate. That February, Morant scored 52 points in a game versus the San Antonio Spurs, which marked a career high for him. For the season, Morant averaged a career high of 27.4 points, 6.7 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and shot an impressive 49% from the field. These stats eventually got Morant gaining more accolades. That year, Morant found himself making the NBA All-Star game for the first time in his career. Not only did he make the team, he made it as a starter in the game as well. The season also garnered him the award for Most Improved Player of the Year. He led his team to the 2nd seed in the Western Conference with a record of 56-26, leading them to the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row. Morant would also lead the Grizzlies to their first playoff series win since 2014 to 2015 season. In the game, Morant scored 17 points and dished out 11 assists in 38 minutes of play. The next series, Morant would find himself sitting on the sidelines due to an ankle injury. With no Morant on the court to guide, Memphis would struggle and their season would come to an end against the Golden State Warriors in a 4-2 series, leaving some to think if Morant was healthy, maybe we would have saw a different outcome in that series. Stuff to come. Going into his 4th season, Morant already accomplished so much in the league so far. He went from not getting recruited in high school from any top colleges to becoming one of the most elite point guards in all of the NBA. He showed all the doubters and naysayers that with hard work and consistency, you can go as far as you want to go. Now the question leaves, what's next in his career? Does he finally win the MVP award? Does he lead his team to the NBA Finals? If so, do they win the NBA championship? The sky goes so high for a player of his caliber that you don't know what to expect from him. He has turned his team to a real championship contender. If he stays healthy, I am very confident that down the road, he might go down as one of the greatest point guards to ever lace up a pair of sneakers. But for now, on the 2022 to 2023 season, where we will see if Morant adds to his already miraculous career, I for one would not be surprised if he does.